Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a classic rock reaction, man. This is a complimentary quad, and it's featuring the music of Iron Maiden. And I believe that all of the tracks are live, so it'll be quite interesting to see them performing live, how they jam in front of a live crowd, and their sound, how it might change compared to the studio, and all of those other elements where it incorporates a live reaction. So, first off, I want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Jacob. Jacob, thanks for the links and the recommendation, man. He has a small note here. He said, "Hey STB, seen your last reaction to Iron Maiden. Thought I'd recommend a quad of some of my favorite live tracks, spanning a variety from their back catalog." Right on. So, we're going to start with Hallowed Be Thy Name, then Flight of Icarus, followed by Fear of the Dark, and then finally Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Alright, so let's start with Hallowed Be Thy Name. Alright. Iron Maiden. Hallowed Be Thy Name. Let's get it.
I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime, reflecting on my past life, and it doesn't have much time, 'cause at 5 o'clock they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low.
One of the best voices in rock.
When the praise comes to raid me, the last sight, take a look to the bars of the last sight of a world that has gone very wrong for me. Can it be that there's some sort of error at the start of some melting terror? Is it really the end of some crazy dream? Somebody please come in and I'm dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming.
their signature sound live is just as good as the studio cut. Clear vocals, tight musicianship. And they always got something serious to sing about. What was the prisoner's crime? Why is he being hanged? Wow, that is a powerful, powerful performance, powerful stage presence, powerful delivery. Whenever you say Iron Maiden to me, that to me is the epitome of power. You know, everything about them is powerful. What they're singing about, the subject matter. And they're one of those bands that I don't believe, in my limited exposure to them, I'm familiar with their signature sound. I can say, yeah, that's Iron Maiden. But I don't believe that their subject matter that they sing about has any kind of trivial subject matter. They're singing about some serious shit. You know what I mean? There's so much about these guys that I like. And yes, I know, you're probably screaming at me through the screen right now. Then how come your black ass hasn't done more Iron Maiden reactions? How come? I have a feeling that is exactly what you're saying to me right now. And my answer to you is this. 2021 is Iron Maiden's time on this channel. That's all I can say. So send the Iron Maidens to me, man. I'll make the time. You know, this isn't just a Led Zeppelin channel, man. I will make the time to do my psychedelics that I want to do some progressive, a little bit more southern, and mix it up like that. So once I get through my little rush of Led Zeppelin stuff, my holiday rush of Led Zeppelin stuff, they're going to be relegated back to one reaction per week. And then it's going to free up time to do a little bit more. The artist of the month is no longer, so there's going to be a little bit more variety, especially coming from the patrons. There's going to be a little bit more mix and variety. So I'm sure that hearing this, seeing this, there's going to be more Iron Maiden coming my way. I'll probably have enough material to last all year, so don't you worry about that. All right. I know some of you are still going to jump on me. I can tell, I can feel when an ass whooping is coming. So, let's do this, man. Let us check out this song and the meaning of this song. But before we do that, give me a quick sec. Be right back. All right, man. Iron Maiden, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Hallowed Be Thy Name is a song written by Steve Harris for the 1982 Iron Maiden album, The Number of the Beast. It's been acclaimed as one of the greatest heavy metal songs of all time, and is also considered one of the band's signature songs. Yeah, this guy Steve Harris, man, he is definitely one of the greatest bass players I've ever seen. Absolutely. And I knew this about him long before I was actually even remotely interested in rock and roll. I just happened to see what one of my buddies had on his TV one day, and man, I was just taken in by the playing of Steve Harris, and I can't even remember the damn song. Iron Maiden fans will remember this. This is all I remember. Doom da doom 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 da doom 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 doom. And just the way they were playing, it's as if they were just infused with extra octane, you know, and that brought Steve Harris onto my radar, and I will forever remember him for that video. If you guys know what the hell I'm talking about, if you know what song I'm talking about, let me know. And I remember in the video it kept cutting back between Steve Harris and the drummer was drumming so passionately he looked like he was in pain. He had this angst look on his face. If you guys know what the hell I'm talking about, let me know the name of that song so I can go and find that video and relive a teenage memory. All right, man. Where the hell was I? Hallowed Be Thy Name has remained in almost all of the band's set lists since the album's recording, the only exceptions being the Maiden England World Tour from 2012 to 14, and the second leg of the Book of Souls World Tour in 2017. AllMusic describes it as perhaps the most celebrated of the band's extended epics. It's the tale of a prisoner about to be hanged, featuring some of Harris's most philosophical lyrics. Several band members have since stated that it's one of their favorite tracks, with Bruce Dickinson describing it as fantastic, and that performing it live is like narrating a movie to the audience. Yeah, serious subject matter. They don't have time for petty shit. I love that. It's one of the most covered songs in Iron Maiden's catalog, with versions released by artists such as Dream Theater, Machine Head, Cradle of Filth, and Iced Earth. Iron Maiden also recorded the song as part of Channel 4's 2007 TV series Live from Abbey Road, while a version recorded for BBC Radio 1 in 2005 was used as a B-side on the reincarnation of Benjamin Breeg single. Is it Breeg? B-R-E-E-G. The song's title is a line from the Lord's Prayer. Right on, man. Live version. A live version of the song was released as a single on the 4th of October in '93 to promote A Real Dead One, a live album featuring recordings from various concerts throughout the Fear of the Dark and Real Life tours. The song was recorded at the Olympic Arena in Moscow on the 4th of June in '93 during the Real Life tour. The singles B-side, The Trooper, Wasted Years, and Wrathchild were recorded during the same tours, but only The Trooper is featured on the album. It's the band's last single to feature vocalist Bruce Dickinson until 2000's The Wicker Man. Alright, man. So that is a quick look at Hallowed Be Thy Name. And Steve Harris is quite a songwriter. Let's check out our second track, man, and that being Flight of Icarus. I know this tune. I really dig it. It'll be interesting to see what it's all about live. Flight of Icarus. Let's get it.
As the sun breaks above the ground, our old man stands on the hill. As the ground warms to the first rays of light, a bird's sun shatters the steel. His eyes are ablaze, see the madman in its gaze. Fly on your way like an eagle, fly as high as the sun. On your way like an eagle, fly, touch the sun, yeah. Now the crowd breaks.
Good shot of
And
the
a
crowd.
young man appears, looks the old man in the eye, spreads his wings, shouts in the crowd, in the name of God, my Father of light. His eyes seem so glazed as he flies on the wings of a dream. Now he knows his father betrayed. Now his wings turn to ashes as he flies. Fly on your way like an eagle. Fly as high as the sun. On your way like an eagle. Fly, touch the sun, yeah. Like an eagle, fly.
They still got it.
Fly as high as the
Can't hit that seriously high note in the end. But no one expects that, man. Excellent. Excellent. Great shot of the crowd there. Right on. 2019. And he still has pipes like that? Yo, man. Fantastic. Just as good. On point. Musicianship, vocals, clarity, their powerful presence. Yeah, man, it's all about power with these guys. Even in their older age. I don't know how old they are now, but yo, man, they still got it, man. Fantastic. Flight of Icarus. Yeah, always been one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs. I would say probably my favorite Iron Maiden songs in my limited exposure to Iron Maiden. This is the one song that I always think about. Yeah, Flight of Icarus. Flight of Icarus is a song by English heavy metal band Iron Maiden. It was released as their 8th single and the first from their 4th studio album, Peace of Mind. It was the band's first single to be released in the US, becoming one of their few songs to gain substantial airplay, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Top Album Tracks chart, the highest position of any Iron Maiden single in the US. It was also a success in the UK, peaking at number 11 on the UK singles chart. Despite being one of Iron Maiden's most famous songs, Flight of Icarus was not performed live after '86 until it was finally performed again on May 26, 2018 in Tallinn, Estonia. The song is loosely based on the ancient Greek myth of Icarus, who was imprisoned with his father Daedalus in the palace of Konos on Crete. In an attempt to escape, the pair fabricated wings from feathers and wax so they could fly away. Unfortunately, Icarus, not heeding the advice of his father, flew too close to the sun, melting the wax that held the feathers and thus fell to his death in the sea. Vocalist Bruce Dickinson modified the original tale to make it an allegory of teenage rebellion against adult authority, which caused the death of Icarus in the first case. Yo, man. Indulge me for a second, alright? Let me reminisce here. Let's go back. 2 things. 1, Daedalus. Do you guys remember? Do you remember that old Hercules cartoon? Hercules, hero, song, and story, that cartoon? And he had this rogues gallery of only 3 villains. The Mask, Wilhelmine, and the evil sorceress Daedalus. Do you remember that? Remember Daedalus? And Hercules was always punching Daedalus, and Daedalus would like fly for days. Oh man. So Daedalus was the father of Icarus. So Daedalus was an evil sorceress, and Icarus was a rebellious teenager that didn't pay attention to his father, heed his father's warnings. Hilarious, man. Anyway, the second thing is, you know what? I think I'll put a screenshot right up here if I can find Hercules versus Daedalus.
Aha! Think you can stop me now, Hercules?
Yes, Daedalus. I can still cut you down to size. Watch out! Watch out!
Hopefully I'll find it. And secondly, too, these songs, more specifically these Greek mythology stories, there's hundreds of them. Answer this for me. In this day and age of the shit being produced by Hollywood studios, especially because we're all thirsty for new material, not just some regurgitated, recovered old or newer version of an old classic. We need some originality. Why the hell don't they make a movie just out of this premise alone? Daedalus the evil sorceress and his son Icarus. That would be some crazy, really, really good stuff, wouldn't it? And it would be somewhat original. You know, you are basically taking something of Greek mythology and putting it out there. You know the shit will work. Look at all of the fantasy stuff out there. Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, that stuff sells like hotcakes. Somebody grab a brain, get a hold of the story of Daedalus and Icarus and make a damn movie. Something original. You know what I'm saying? Are you with me? What do you think? What was I going to say? Yeah, I'll say this. Some of you are going to kill me for saying it. I'm not going to hate on Wonder Woman, the new Wonder Woman that just came out, because, you know, I was first excited about the prospect of seeing Wonder Woman and going back to her Greek mythology origins, maybe learning something about her dad, Zeus, the state that the gods are in. Or maybe some god will show up and challenge her because there's hundreds of good gods, hundreds of evil gods. And all of these gods are her uncles, aunts, and brothers and sisters. So she could have another evil god come and challenge her or something like that. I was looking forward to something like that of the Greek mythology aspect that they could use Wonder Woman for. Let me just say this. That shit was awful. I'm not going to get political on my channel, but do not spend any money checking out that damn movie. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's as political as I'll ever get. All right. On to the song, man. The single cover, in something of a parody of the original myth, portrays a winged eddy killing Icarus with a flamethrower. Icarus resembles the figure in Evening, Fall of Day by William Rimmer, which was used as a label logo by Led Zeppelin. According to the artist Derek Riggs, this is a reference to Led Zeppelin's breakup a few years before. Okay. The song received criticism in the UK on release, with Gary Bushell commenting, "Plotting rather than powerful, it seemed universally unpopular with hardcore British metallurgists whose worst fears were bolstered by the Numbers release as the first American single." Bassist Steve Harris has since said that releasing Icarus in the States was a mistake, going on to state that, "I do wish we'd had time to break it in live before we recorded it. It's a lot more powerful live, a lot faster and heavier." In support of the song, Dickinson stated, "Steve never liked it. He thought it was too slow, but I wanted it to be that rock-steady sort of beat. I knew it would get onto American radio if we kept it that way, and I was right." The song appears on the tribute album Numbers from the Beast, featuring Ripper Owens on vocals, Doug Aldrich on guitars, Jimmy Bain on bass, and Simon Wright on drums. And it was also covered by the progressive metal band Fate's Warning in '83. Music video. The video for this track was directed by Jim Urich and was filmed in the Bahamas at Compass Point Studios, as the band played a stage recording session of the track. Drummer Nico McBrain appears as a blue-faced Grim Reaper. Also, producer Martin Birch had a cameo in the clip as his face morphed with Maiden mascot Eddie. A newer edit of the video features flash animation by Camp Chaos spliced between the original footage, replacing McBrain and Birch acting scenes and some of the 80s style visual effects. The animation depicts Icarus fleeing away from a winged eddy, as seen on the single cover. I gotta check out the video. Alright, man, so that's the information given for Flight of Icarus. Great Maiden song, man. Alright, so let's hit up our third track, Fear of the Dark. Alright. Iron Maiden, Fear of the Dark. And, yeah, it doesn't say where this is and what year. Anyways, let's get it. Oh, March 7th, 2008.
road, at night a strolling through the park. When the light begins to fade, sometimes feel a little strange, a little anxious when it's dark. Fear of the dark, fear of the dark. I have a constant fear that something's always near. Fear of the dark. Argentina? Fear of the dark. Have a phone. Someone's always.
I should have known it was Argentina, man. You ever see YYZ performed in Argentina? Quite a shift in direction. That must be a trip. Being the artist and having your music sang back to you. cool how they can just change speed.
When I'm walking a dark road, I am a man who walks alone.
Right on. Argentina. Man, I can see why a lot of artists want to perform there. They are a lively crowd. I wonder, with the exception of those crazy screaming fangirls back in the days of the British invasion, I bet you this is probably one of the liveliest modern era crowds. You know, present day crowds, if you want to use that term, but you know what I'm talking about. 2000 and beyond, where it comes to the liveliness of a crowd. Where do they rank, the crowd from Argentina? I wonder. Or Rio, or, you know, it seems that a number of South American countries has some crazy rock fans. And I wonder why that is. I've asked this question too about Japan. In Japan, it seems like, you know, when you make it big, you got to get your ass down to Japan, you know. Speaking of Japan, I've got a Led Zeppelin live in Japan coming up in the next week or so, and I want to hear what the crowd sounds like, how they respond, compare it to, let's say, this crowd. All right, so Fear of the Dark, good song. While I was listening to this song and the lyrics, it was also reminding me of that experience. Was it Ozzy who was describing it? When they went to that castle in England to kind of get their inspiration to write, and they wanted to be a little isolated to kind of, you know, get their creative juices flowing. And they swear, I believe it was him and Tony, they saw a figure, a dark figure, and it was there 1 minute and then the next it wasn't. And I believe that the keepers of the castle were saying that, yeah, there's a ghost here. Man, I tell you. That's what I was thinking about. Alright, Fear of the Dark is a song by British heavy metal band Iron Maiden, written by Steve Harris, the band's bass player and primary songwriter. It serves as the title track to Iron Maiden's 1992 album Fear of the Dark. It's one of the band's most popular songs and has been covered by several different artists. In 2001, it was covered by Flight Star for Kerrang! Magazine's Maiden Heaven tribute album. The Flight 666 version of the song was released as downloadable content for the Rock Band video game series on the 9th of June 2009. When the song is performed live, the audience always sings along to the instrumental medley during the softer sections, at times becoming louder than the band themselves. It's been featured on all the band's live albums since its release. Lyrics. The song's lyrics tell the story of a man who has always been intensely afraid of the dark. He recalls the many times he has walked alone and recollections of the feeling of being followed while walking at night. According to Bruce Dickinson, Steve Harris wrote this song because he himself was really afraid of the dark. A live version of the song was released on the 1st of March in '93 to promote a real live one, a live album featuring recordings from various concerts throughout the Fear of the Dark tour. This song was recorded at the Helsinki Ice Hall on the 27th of August in '92. It's the 26th single released by the band, reaching number 8 in the UK charts. Fear of the Dark was nominated for a Grammy Award in '94 in the Best Metal Performance category, but lost to I Don't Want to Change the World by Ozzy Osbourne. The singles cover art features Eddie playing Steve Harris's signature Fender Precision bass. Alright, man. That is Fear of the Dark. So let's hit up our next track, that being Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Yeah, damn. It is long, man. It's 14 minutes long. Pardon my swears, that just slipped out. Bite my tongue. This is a long ass track. Damn, man. Alright. 14 minutes, here we go. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Let's get it. March 14, 2008, New Jersey.
So I'll introduce this song the same way that I did in a slightly lighter, more vulgar tone that I did at Long Beach Arena 1984. This is what not to do if your bird shits on you. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner!
To the nightmare of the sea.
this song now. The women of Themyscira used to get sailors to impregnate them, send them back to the boat if they're lucky, and then don't know what they did with the boys. Some say that they were sent to be adopted, and some say that they were discarded in the ocean. But anyway, they kept the girls and turned them into Amazons. Listening to this song, I'm getting images of that.
By the star-duggered moon, too quick for groan or sigh, each turned his face with a ghastly pang and cursed me with his eye. 4 times 50 living men, and I heard no sigh nor groan. With heavy thump, a lifeless lump, they dropped down one by one.
Starts to break. The albatross falls from his neck, sinks down like lead into the sea. Then Rime falls, comes the
Guitar Attack. Leonard Skinner's the other three guitar band I can think of. Can't think of any others. Damn, man. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. What a great, epic story being told in music. Let me ask you this, man. Excuse me. Let me ask you this. Has Iron Maiden ever produced a concept album? An album, a story being told in concept form, the entire album? You know, let me know. That would be really, really cool. If they do have a concept album, you know, they would be fantastic candidates for such a thing, wouldn't they? I bet you that they have done something along those lines, you know. I mean, they've been around so long. I'm sure that at some point in time, it's occurred to them. Let me know, man, if there is such a thing out there that Iron Maiden has done. I would just love to get on that, man. Great story being told. And again, I hear these epic stories in song, and I think to myself, well, there you go, Hollywood, jump on that. There is something that's original of sorts, and it isn't just some regurgitated from an old classic, you know, done badly, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'll get off of that. So, Rime of the Ancient Mariner appears on Power Slave. Okay, so it's album information rather than specific song detail. Power Slave is the fifth studio album by English heavy metal band Iron Maiden, released on the 3rd of September in '84 through EMI Records in Europe and its sister label Capitol Records in North America. It was re-released by Sanctuary and Columbia Records in the US in 2002. The album's cover artwork is notable for its ancient Egypt theme. That theme, taken from the title track, was carried over to the album's supporting tour, the World Slavery Tour. This began in Warsaw, Poland on the 9th of August in '84. It's widely regarded as being the band's longest and most arduous tour to date, and led to the live album Live After Death. The release contains a musical retelling of Samuel Taylor Coleridge's The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, the lyrics of which include some lines from the poem. At 13 minutes and 45 seconds in length, this was Iron Maiden's longest song for over 30 years, until it was surpassed by the 18-minute Empire of the Clouds from the 2015 album The Book of Souls. Power Slave is notable as the band's first album to feature the same personnel as their previous studio release. This lineup would remain intact for 2 further studio releases. It's also their last album to date to feature an instrumental piece, and the only one on which longtime member and guitarist Dave Murray does not have a songwriting credit. Following the conclusion of their highly successful World Peace Tour in December of '83, during which Iron Maiden headlined large venues and arenas in the US for the first time in their career, the band took 3 weeks off in January of '84 before regrouping at Le Chalet Hotel in New Jersey, where they rehearsed for 6 weeks. As with Power Slave's predecessor Peace of Mind in '83, this was where most of the album's writing took place. The band then began recording at the Compass Point Studios in Nassau, Bahamas. Bassist Steve Harris recalled how, under time pressure, the song Rime of the Ancient Mariner was written in a relatively short space of time. Influenced by Samuel Taylor Coleridge's poem of the same name, drawing heavily from his 1815-16 gloss, the song directly quotes 2 passages from the poem, the former including the famous lines, "Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink." At over 13 minutes long, the track contains several distinct sections with differing moods and would become a fan favorite. During the 2008-9 Somewhere Back in Time World Tour, guitarist Dave Murray, vocalist Bruce Dickinson, and Harris cited the song as their favorite to play live. Alright, man. Wow. So that is, and I forgot one piece here. In 2017, it was ranked 38th on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest metal albums of all time. Okay, that's Power Slave, the album. Alright, so that concludes our look at Iron Maiden and what they look like and sound like live, and bringing us into a very, very close to 2020, I believe. The last one that we saw was maybe 2018. They still look good, they still sound good, they jam well together, they look like they're really having fun, and that's all it's about, man. And still, they have their signature power element, you know? It's a power punch. Everything is a powerful signature coming from these guys. That's the thing about Iron Maiden that I dig the most, the power that comes from them. All right, man. So, let me scroll down here. Check my notes before I bounce, man. Great quad, Jacob. Well done. Thank you very much for that. So, where quads are concerned, I've got... and I believe there's an album reaction in the mix here. Well, reactions, I've got reactions in the shoot. Alan, Jeff, Stephen, Quincy, Jeffrey, got reactions coming up very quickly for you lads. And I've also got Jimmy Page's birthday on the 9th. I'm going to do Dazed and Confused challenge for that. Dazed and Confused I consider one of his best signature songs where it comes to Jimmy Page and his guitar solos. So looking forward to doing that, man. If you guys haven't seen it already, John Paul Jones, his birthday was a couple of days ago. And believe it or not, it's still up on YouTube, man. Yo, I just don't know what to say. Sometimes they're kind, sometimes, you know, for no reason, it's just gone. But where it comes to Led Zeppelin stuff on YouTube, I just want to let you guys know, outside of any other artist, Led Zeppelin reactions are the most, they come off of YouTube the most. So it'll be there one day and then it'll be gone the next. So don't say, oh, well, there it is. No problem. I'll get back to it. No, man. Download that shit right away, because I guarantee you within the next whenever, it'll be gone. Okay, so just so you know that. So that's what's going on where it comes to my next couple of days where reactions are concerned. Still playing a little bit of catch up, especially for the stuff that I owe my patrons. Patrons, don't pester me. I'll get to your shit, all right? I'll catch up, and then I promise not to fall behind again. If I fall behind again, I got a plan in place. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I won't fall behind again. So anyways, man, that is my reaction to this excellent quad. Jacob, thanks very much. I appreciate it. And yeah, man, I'll always make some time to do more Maiden reactions, especially going forward in this new year, definitely. So you guys have yourselves a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next Maiden reaction, whenever and wherever that'll be. All right, peace out.